Oh boy. Hi, my name is Jack. You might know me from that one time where I managed to catch a trend successfully, or that other time where I decided that there was not enough pain in my life. You might even know me from my board game reviews, or, God forbid, you might know me from my Minecraft days. I've been here for a while now, and my content has gone through a lot of change. Change is necessary for any content creator as they try to find a foothold on this platform, something that I'm still trying to do. The dislike button, and more specifically the ratio, is something that I rely upon religiously, both as a content creator and a viewer. And when one of your justifications to remove it is to
keep in mind other platforms don't even have a dislike button.
We need to talk about that. Beginning in March this year, YouTube began experimenting on hiding the dislike count on videos. The hypothesis was that by preventing people from seeing dislikes on videos, they would be less likely to dislike it themselves. The main reason behind this was to cut down on dislike attacks, where groups of people would go out of their way to go to someone's content and just dislike it, generally as an attack on that creator personally. So YouTube sought to prove this through A and B testing. Basically, viewers were shown videos with the dislikes shown and then with the dislikes hidden. Now, YouTube claims that this reduced dislike attacking behavior. So you're probably asking yourself, what is dislike attacking behavior? We don't know. YouTube hasn't told us. YouTube hasn't specified how they measured dislike attacking behavior, nor have they provided any quantitative evidence at all. We don't know how they conducted this test. We have no idea of the parameters, the videos that were examined, the factors in play, the dislike ratios, the viewership, anything like that. They haven't released anything. But they did reach a conclusion. Dislikes visible, bad behavior. Good job, guys. YouTube therefore found the most reasonable solution to combat negativity against creators was to disable dislike counts on every video on their platform. There is no option for creators to re-enable this. It is done, set in stone. As a viewer, this means you can no longer see dislikes on a video. You can still dislike it, they will keep track, you just can't have access to that information. So what are the consequences? As a viewer, it's quite obvious. You can no longer tell the quality of a video from the onset, at least not fairly. A lot of people, myself included, use the dislike ratio to judge if a video was worth my time. And this is very important. The biggest casualty in all of this are all the how-to channels, all the guide videos on YouTube. That type of content relies heavily on the audience being able to identify whether or not the content is valid and then expressing that through the like to dislike ratio. It is super important. Them, along with every other creator now on the platform, must unfairly compete against content which is misleading, misinformative, or downright malicious. It is unfair, and it is a problem that YouTube have created themselves, fully aware of the consequences. Naturally, for viewers, this is a massive disaster, but it's even more so for content creators. I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I say that one of the most important things to me on this platform is that I continuously improve my content. In order to do that, I need to look at my dislike ratio, but also the dislike ratios of other people. Analytically, dislike ratios are one of the most important tools in my kit. Now, YouTube says that I and most other content creators shouldn't have a problem with this new system. We can all see our own dislike ratios, and while that is true, we're not the main target of this. It's the people who knowingly and continuously make low effort, low quality content. I'm mainly referring to here all the content online that's clickbaity or just really disingenuous. I am never going to be able to compete with those creators. Their turnover is crazy. I'll spend weeks or even months on some videos. They can get one out a day. It's mental, but I don't really have to compete with them because the ratio makes it very clear that the moment you click on one of those videos, whether or not it's just a grab for your attention. Now, if you don't like content on YouTube, you have two options. You can either dislike it or leave a comment. Now, comments are a bit iffy. Most content creators will take criticism on board into their future projects, but there are particularly malicious YouTubers out there who will delete comments and even hide them from their channels. Now, this is censorship. Straight up, there's no arguing about that. We are preventing people from speaking. But content creators do need access to these tools. I personally use these tools all the time to prevent spam bots in my comments, especially ones with more adult explicit content that I don't want my younger viewers seeing. Now, the reason that everyone's okay with this massive potential for abuse of power is, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, you can just dislike the video. You can publicly express to everyone on YouTube that you are not okay with the content on offer here, and the creator cannot suppress that. So isn't it a great thing that YouTube have done it for them? YouTube, in a misguided attempt to make its platform a safer place, has removed all public accountability from content creators to make ethical content, and it is a tragedy. The worst bit about this is that YouTube have said that this is a necessary step in order to protect its users. Some people have made the connection easily, saying it's to protect the mental health of creators. The same people who can still see the dislikes on videos. Instead of opting for a dialogue with the community as a whole, they've decided to take this drastic action. To prevent a small minority of users from abusing the system, they've decided to suppress everyone's freedom of expression, something that they themselves claim to uphold. They waved the white flag. They gave in to these people. So we come to the obvious bit, why did YouTube do this? Fortunately, there isn't too much speculation in this bit, as YouTube themselves have released a video discussing why they thought these changes were necessary. I'm going to be critiquing the hell out of it, so I suggest you watch it yourself first before continuing. I do want to mention that the man featured in this video, Mark Koval, is the head creator liaison at YouTube. There is a very good chance that he has had nothing to do with these changes and is just the messenger. In fact, I highly doubt he even wrote the script himself. Anyway, let's have a look.
Hey folks, you may have seen a while back that YouTube announced it was experimenting with making dislike counts private to only the creator of the video. Now, if you're like me, you were surprised by that. I mean, I've always thought seeing the number of dislikes on a video helps us know as viewers if it's a good video or not, if it's a helpful tutorial or not, or if what a creator is saying in their video is generally agreed with or not.
So they begin by quickly conceding all the benefits of the dislike button. Obviously, they're not going to argue against that. I mean, the dislike button was designed to do all of those things. However, as a wise man once said,
"Nothing someone says before the word but really counts."
But unfortunately, research teams at YouTube have found there's this whole other use for disliking a video that I had never experienced as a creator, and you may not have either.
Okay, you cannot say that you have found this new use for the dislike button like it's a recent thing. Dislike attacking has been going on for years now. There is this video from 2019 featuring this YouTube director who talks about dislike attacking and the ways that they can combat it, like system-wise, right? And he actually presents a lot of options in it, and one of the options he presents is terrifying.
Another option is just to remove dislikes entirely from YouTube. That's a very extreme option. That one seems like kind of not super democratic in my opinion, because not all dislikes are dislike mobs. They're just, you know, people expressing their opinion about a video.
The annoying thing is that in that exact video, they talk about a way to combat dislike attacking while also allowing dislikes to still remain public.
Another one is requiring more granularity when someone downvotes. So maybe we would say, hey, if you're gonna give a downvote, maybe you fill out like, click a checkbox as to why you don't like this video. That would actually give the creator some more information, like, oh, they don't like it because they just don't agree with you. They don't like your channel in general. They feel like the information was insufficient. You know, who knows? Like we could give them a number of options.
Like, that's what we exactly want.
Apparently, groups of viewers are targeting a video's dislike button to drive up the count, turning it into something like a game with a visible scoreboard. And it's usually just because they don't like the creator or what they stand for.
Excuse me? I'm just gonna say this is a pretty boring game.
That's a big problem when half of YouTube's mission is to give everyone a voice.
I'm sorry. Are you saying that to give everyone a voice, you have to take away other people's voices? I just want to make sure that's what you're saying. Can you just say that one again, please? You sure you don't want to reword that? I'm gonna give you a chance. You can take that one back. It's fine. I understand. Why would you? What?
So earlier in 2021, YouTube experimented with making the public dislike count private to see if it would help reduce these coordinated dislike attacks across the platform. And after analysis, they did see a reduction.
Again, this statement is based entirely on their word, and I'm not saying that what they're doing is lying here and they're being mistruthful. It's just that there's no statistical evidence to back this up.
So, the update from YouTube is that the dislike button is staying, but the dislike counts will now be private. You can still dislike videos, and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations, but you won't be able to see the dislike count. Only the creator can find it on the back end.
I'm gonna steal from PewDiePie to explain why this is dumb.
I could have told you that, YouTube. If you remove the function of something, people are not going to use it as much. I could have told you this. I could have told you this.
Now, a few common questions we saw from the initial experiment. First, without a public dislike count, how can viewers tell if a video is worth watching? Again, I kind of had this question too, but it turns out that while viewers might use the dislike count to give them a sense of a video's worth, when the teams looked at the data across millions of viewers and videos in the experiment, they didn't see a noticeable difference in viewership, regardless of whether they could see the dislike count or not.
Again, this is really iffy on YouTube's behalf. What do you consider viewership? If you're talking about the amount of views a video gets, then this has nothing to do with the dislike button and everything to do with click-through rate. If you're talking about viewership in terms of watch time, then we need to know what you mean by a significant difference.
Next common question, if creators can still see the dislike count on the back end, how's that any different? They can see it if they look for it inside Studio Analytics under the Engagement tab. But overall, it's much less likely to cause stress and embarrassment if the count isn't visible to the public.
Now, here's where I'm going to jump in with my own opinion, and there's going to be some people who don't agree with me here, but I'm just going to say it. I believe that stress and embarrassment are good things. Stress is a fantastic motivator. It pushes you to want to do well. It makes you get through your day better. It makes you achieve your objectives to a higher standard. It is awesome. Embarrassment, on the other hand, teaches you to learn from your mistakes. It makes you not want to end up in that situation again. Stress and embarrassment are so important for character growth and development. It's essential in my opinion, and if you're going to limit people from that, then you're not allowing them a chance to grow and succeed on the platform. Now, I understand that there are going to be some people on the platform who just don't want to see their own likes and dislikes, and that is an option. You can disable that if you want to. Can you disable that if you want to? You should be able to disable that if you want to. I believe I've seen that. You can! What? There's an option there already to do that. There's no need to go ahead the whole of YouTube blanket ban dislike counts from everyone's channels, because some people want that.
And one more common question, is this because YouTube Rewind got lots of dislikes? No.
If this isn't a massive conflict of interest, I don't know what is. So that's the video. All I'm gonna say is that if you have Kurtzegak in your comment section actively arguing against you, then clearly you've done something wrong. I really hope I've pronounced their name right. Oh my goodness. Now, the skeptical among you will have realized that YouTube has failed to mention anything along the lines of this one thing that plays an important role in literally every decision ever: money. Making dislikes private is a massive move for YouTube in order to become a more business-friendly website. Businesses can now go on there, create content, and not receive any backlash. The dislikes are private, the comments can be turned off, you can only see the likes and the views on a video. There is no way to critique it now on their site. If I had to guess, this is the main reason why they've done what they've done. If it was because of toxicity or the community, well, the community would have told them straight away that this is a really dumb idea, and they still are, don't you worry. Businesses want a safe place to advertise their stuff without fear of backlash at all, and YouTube is now providing that for them. YouTube does this because they want to make money. They're a business like anyone else, and this is the best way to attract customers. So what do we do now? Well, first of all, I'd be doing you all a massive disservice if I didn't talk about return YouTube dislikes. It is a Chrome extension made by some legendary person, and it does exactly that. It just returns it to the website. It is fantastic. It does have a few minutes to update. It's not exactly like always perfect, but it gets the job done. So thank you so much to whoever created that. It's awesome. However, we still need to talk about this, and I even think fight for it. If you are a content creator, grab a webcam, make a 5-minute video, talk to your audience about this. I think it's an issue that threatens us all, and I think the word should be spread around as much as we can make it. Be honest, be direct, and maybe we can get YouTube's attention and get them to change this, or even make a compromise. Compromises are the most important thing in any relationship. that should not be different for YouTube and content creators. As a viewer, naturally sharing this video is amazing, and I highly recommend it considering that the algorithm is not going to be too pleased with me when I post this one. But just going around and looking at other creators' videos on this topic, start a conversation, talk about it in the comments. It's very important that we have a discussion about this and what steps can be taken in the future to remedy the situation so that all parties are happy. I still believe that toxicity in YouTube remains a bit of a problem and we should be removing it. We shouldn't go about it like this, however. So please talk about it in the comments. Bring up other suggestions that you might have to resolve this where everyone's happy. And you'll be doing exactly what YouTube should have done in the first place, and that's talk to the community. It's crazy. I know you can do that. I know they can't. However, the most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, dislike content. If you are not happy with the video and you think they've done a poor job of something, dislike it. Talk about why you think it could be improved. Every content creator needs to adapt, to change, and to make their content better for their audience. By disliking it, you're sending a message, and in my opinion, it's way more helpful than just doing nothing. For instance, a while back I made my Persona Challenge Run video, and while it's a pretty good video, there were a fair few dislikes on it from people saying that I butchered some of the pronunciations, which is absolutely fair criticism. People disliking that video have now encouraged me to make the next one even better. I'm actually editing it right now. I was supposed to be editing it today, but I've just stopped to make this video. I do want to end on a bit of a note here, and it's about the feedback that I receive as a content creator. It means everything to me. It tells me how I should go about making my videos in the future, how I should evolve as a channel. Audiences play such a direct role in the evolution of content. I know especially for me, but I know a whole lot of other channels will echo that sentiment. And so I just want to leave everyone with these words. For any media that you ever consume as a viewer, be it TV, film, online social media, whatever it is, it's this. Your support means everything, but so does your lack of it. Thanks guys. I'm gonna go and actually make a real video now. See you there.